Greetings.
Greetings.
Welcome to another unofficial session of the BWBA.
BWBA series.
Black Women's Business Alliance. And we should greet you with the words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Peace be upon you.
Yeah. So, again, I'm Kenya.
I'm Camilla.
And today, Camilla's going to...
Oh, you just put that on me.
I did.
Okay. So we're going to keep rolling with back to the basics. We got a lot of good feedback, a lot of good inboxes in regards to our first videos. So asking for elaboration on what do we consider the basics. So we're going to kind of go down a little bucket list of what the basics are. What do you need to maintain yourself in this system, playing in this game of capitalism here in the United States? Pretty much anywhere, but we're talking about right here, right now. So
just the basics to be able to just
maneuver.
take care of your business personally and professionally. We're not even getting into the luxury items, but the real basic things. And we come to you and say this out of love, of course, and really understanding that in our particular community, some of these basic things we're going to talk about is a real challenge for different reasons.
Yes, very much so.
And when we get into the topics a little bit, we'll go in depth as to what some of the challenges are. But
yeah. So kind of just looking at what comes first, right? The first thing that you would need is a birth certificate, right? So you need proof of who you are, right? That's what you need to start with. It's a very easy process for most people. Some people might have some barriers on getting a birth certificate, and they vary. Yeah. The reasons behind it vary in different on different levels. But basically, get a birth certificate. And once you get your birth certificate, then you're able to go get your government-issued ID, right? That's important, you guys, right? I deal with people who bring me all types of IDs in my business. So I have a guy who brought me an old back in the day Hennepin County jail, the little plastic with the little tape on it. It's like a little laminated.
Well,
seriously,
yeah, because sometimes some of the barriers is that some people the birth records aren't correct. Seriously,
okay.
Especially like for our senior older population. Some people's stuff get lost in the shuffle.
True.
Adoption. I mean, a lot of stuff. When they're in the system, and there is. And then some people just really don't know where to start.
Right.
So, like, you can go to, the government center. You can call the county, wherever state you're in, and just ask around. And you can poke on the internet, look on your phone, put in your city or county or something, and just ask, like, how do I get my birth certificate?
Right.
And it might cost you, $25, $20. It depends on the state.
Yeah.
And so access to it can be a challenge and barrier for some people, but it is an important piece to have.
It's actually what you need to get your ID, right? You need to do that. But even with getting just a government issue ID, even if you don't have a driver's license, get an ID because you need that to maneuver, right? We are talking about maneuvering in this system, so you need that. And the next thing would be your Social Security card. Right, we all hate. I hate going to the Social Security office. Yeah. The line and just the wait and Lord. But I lost my Social Security card last year.
Me too.
And I had to, in years. So I had to go down there. Right. It was definitely an experience, but But yeah, I needed to do it because I couldn't do much without it. You can get along, you just having your number for, the basic reasons, but anytime you want to get intricate into other different things when it comes to this capitalistic system, you need to have an actual Social Security card.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some things that we talked about yesterday with the bank account, right? So important.
Oh wait, birth certificate. The thing I don't want to lose it. The hospital you were born at. Start there too. That's another source that you can go to, and then they'll be able to direct you. But you can actually call
Do they keep those anymore?
They don't keep them. I'm just saying as a point of reference to
Okay.
find out how to get your birth certificate. Start with any hospital, whether you're born there or not. They would know exactly how to obtain your birth certificate if needed. Just saying for a point of reference.
Yeah.
But sorry, Social Security. Don't walk around with your Social Security card.
No.
Put it in a safe place.
Right.
Identity theft, but
Don't keep
definitely
it in the same. Don't keep your Social Security card with your ID in your wallet.
No.
Don't do
It's
it.
not safe. But you do need to have one. But sorry, go ahead.
No. The next thing, like we talked about yesterday, is get a bank account. So we talked about second chance bank accounts, and you can actually Google second chance bank accounts on your phone. I know Wells Fargo has a second chance thing, and if you messed up with Wells Fargo, I know Guarantee Bank has a second chance. TCF, I believe, has something similar, and I think. To be honest, this with the whole prepaid card industry in the online banking, they actually pushed the corporate banking institutions into giving second chance opportunities because they were losing a lot of clientele to online banking and online banks and prepaid banks because people just like, we ain't gonna go to no regular bank anyway, we just go online. So they started getting those programs. So check with your local bank, check around. You should have multiple banks in your area, and they should be able to give you information on getting a second chance account.
Yeah. The only thing I say too is that, like, if you're in school and you get like student loans, at least here in Minnesota, I don't know how they do in other states. Like at Metro State, I went to Metro State. They give you their student loans are now connected to some kind of a banking institution, and then you can use that actually as a bank account. Where you can put money on there. And so I'm just saying that there's a way. And another reason, I understand, trust me, we have some level of consciousness about the financial institution, the whole capitalist, and I'm not saying put all your money in the bank. I just need to clarify that. But you just need to have the access, again, is important. And some of us also bank in credit unions. But you have to remember this. I bank at a credit union, but I also have a bank account in a general for-profit bank, right? Because there's nonprofit banks and for-profit. Credit unions are for-profit or nonprofit. And places like Wells Fargo, Bank of America, all those places are for-profit. And we can talk about the difference of that later. But the point is, places like Wells Fargo, you can find almost nationally we know. And so you want to have at least an account with a mainstream institution, even if you just put money in it as you need it.
Just a little bit, right?
Right. Just have one of those.
Different accounts with
so
five
no matter
different
where
banks.
you travel, where you go, you know that a place like that is always accessible versus my credit union is only local. And so that's, one of it's just about access. Once again, making sure you're able to move around in that technology or digital system.
And we'll talk about that more in depth too in a different video when it comes to banks and actually how to create a family bank, right? We're going to give you that information. We are super excited about putting those tools on the table. Those are very, very, very powerful tools that we generally don't hear about. But we're gonna show you.
Right. We just want to do the basics because we know we just need to say it.
Yep.
We've had to do it ourselves.
Absolutely. So moving on from a bank account, I mean, if you just absolutely cannot get a card, cannot get an account with a bank account, this is on my D list. Okay, get a prepaid card. You can get them from CVS, you can get them from Walgreens, you can get them from Walmart. You can get them pretty much from anywhere, but if that is like last resort.
Right, and yeah,
That's last resort. And that's just where you spend the $5 or whatever to load money onto that account. And you can put as much money, but you can only put, and I mean, I know like who would do this, but people do this. You can only put about 10,000 on a prepaid card before it becomes, an issue. And that 10,000 mark is significant for many different reasons. We talk about taxes in a whole nother video as well. But just to note that when, depending on what your tax status is, never deposit more than $999 in one deposit.
Right.
We'll explain all that later.
Later. There's just so much to go over.
It is so much. Wow, it's a lot.
And the other thing I want to say is, even with those preload cards, some of those you have to pay to use the card. And,
yeah. They have all those fees.
Yeah, and another reason why getting a bank account is so important is because you often don't have to pay to use your bank account. You do have to pay if you overdraft or something like that for certain, but one thing I know here in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Twin Cities in Minnesota, we did Northwest Area Foundation did a study on the check cashing industry for people of color. In general, I'll just keep it focused on black folks, but this can apply to anyone, that our communities typically use the check cashing places often to cash checks and make financial transactions. And we're actually spending a lot of money doing that.
It's a lot of money y'all losing spending your checks at check cashing places.
Right. And places like Wells Fargo and other big institutions own these check cashing places. They just don't say their parent company name, Wells Fargo. But the point is, the financial industry makes lots of money off of us by using this alternative banking system called check cashing, where you go there and you pay $1 to fax. Well, you can go to the Workforce Center or something like that and fax for free. But it is about knowing your options and understanding that while it's easy to access and they make it convenient because you get to make a lot of transactions in one spot, you are spending a lot of money. So that check, that tax rebate check and all that you go on cash and you're looking like, oh, well, paying them $150 is not a lot of money because I got $2,000 or $5,000.
That's a lot of money.
That's still a lot of money versus if you had a bank account, you would be able to cash that check for no cost. So, again, it's important for many reasons. I don't care if you just use it to cash your check and take the money out because you don't trust the bank and you think they're going to close and run away with your money. Whatever. Just have it and take your money out. But it definitely will save money. But using the alternative bank system, once again, we spend more money doing that than actually having an account. So, all right, we can move on because we could probably push this to 20 minutes if we need it. Well, okay, then let's go over these two and then
really quick here. So then the next thing would be email. All of us have these smartphones, right? Whether it's okay. Oh, okay. Whether it is whatever. Right? Yeah. But with these phones, you have to open up an email account, right? And a lot of people don't use their email accounts. People, right? I love my people. Please do not have sexy chocolate at whatever jump off at gmail.com. Please, okay?
Well, there are a couple different segments. Okay, you can have sexy chocolate.
No.
For your personal. Yeah, for your personal. If you're looking at doing business, on the other hand, I got a couple different emails.
Okay, so anyway, let's just have something that is easy to remember, and that reflects you, in a good light, right?
I used to tell my clients when I worked at Neon, I won't describe some of the emails, but I would just tell you that I used to teach entrepreneurship, and the emails need to be professional. It doesn't need to be your social security number or your date of birth.
No.
And your nickname. The emails you are looking to send to people about business, about applying for a job, about, things like that. Just make it simple. Mine's Kenya my last name at xyandz.com, or if I have to use a number, I'll use one number or something like that. Sometimes when you set it,
Okay, so just for time's sake, please use a, don't have to necessarily be fully professional, but just a good email with not all the extra stuff.
Easy and simple
easy
and professional.
Yep. So, password. So, actually, I'm going to talk about passwords in another video, because passwords are very important, and we'll tell you the details of the password later. But that's important as well.
Just don't use the same password for everything.
Not for everything, but we'll talk about that.
Remember.
We'll talk about online security and stuff in another video.
Here's my favorite one.
Lord, and we can't talk long because we're at 15 minutes.
Well,
However,
we're talking.
Voicemail.
She gotta go.
Lord, if I call you and Lil Wayne is on your voicemail, that's a problem. It's a problem.
Or Beyonce.
Whoever, right? The days of music on your voicemail, it's over. Let go.
Unless you in
entertainment or something.
Yeah, I mean, some people,
that's fine.
they just but on a business note,
please,
because we're here to talk about just
stepping it up.
Stepping it up. No.
Okay. The other piece of voicemails, I don't want to. If I call one of a person who I'm trying to do business with, and I get no voicemail, so I know that this is your number, but I don't know, maybe I dialed the wrong number.
You ain't got to run from bill collectors. I
mean,
right. And
just,
you don't
even have to say your name, right? Just say you have reached this number.
Yes.
Right? Please leave a message, and I'll return your call promptly, or however you want to leave your message. Yeah. Just put a greeting. Put a greeting.
It's important for business, trying to be professional and just wanting people to take you serious.
Absolutely.
If I call your phone, you call me and be like, "Oh, Kenya, I want to be down, da 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 da," and I call your phone. I'm not gonna judge you, but I would tell you that. I guess I would be judging him.
Yes.
I'm less likely to take you serious if I gotta listen to 30, 40 seconds of some music. First of all, I'm wondering why I'm listening to music on your phone if it ain't a ringtone. You know how the call tuners, well, they don't even do that anymore. Where it's like when you call, like a T-Mobile puts you on hold.
Right.
I'm not on hold. I'm just
music.
trying to, yeah. So I'm less likely to take you serious. But we think it's important for you to keep your message short, simple, to the point. X the music out. If you must have some, minimum, low, no lyrics, just instrumental, and keep it simple.
Why? Anyway, let's move on. So
you might want to.
We'll get 2 different telephone lines if that's the case. But we're talking about being professional.
Phone and a business phone.
Okay. So we're talking about being professional.
Community phone. I ain't even got no personal phone. Okay. That's another topic.
So we're talking about being professional and kind of stepping our game up, getting back to the basics, right?
It's really important.
Back to the basics. So these are our top bucket list items. That would be your birth certificate.
Oh, you had notes for me.
Your ID. Oh, you weren't paying attention? Lord.
Sorry.
Social security card, a bank account, and or prepaid if you have to, your email, and then your passwords, and last but not least, your voicemail greetings.
Very important.
Very, very important. So we want to throw in another plug real quick. So please stay tuned for our upcoming official BWBA video series on our wealth conference. Again, it's March 25th and the 26th, 2016.
Yeah.
And we'll be giving some good nuggets in those particular official videos about what it is that we'll be, what will be presented on, and just the whole content. Be ready because we're coming with it.
And we need you to come with it too.
Absolutely.
The Black Women's Business Alliance, again, is a wealth, education, and access company aimed at increasing the economic status of Black women across the world. We'll start here where we are. And
creating and maintaining generational wealth
building. We have to get there. Our philosophy is that a nation can rise no higher than its woman. So if the Black woman isn't well, neither is the Black community
At all.
But we do support the entire Black community and
Yes.
the prosperity of Black men and children as
Absolutely.
well. And so thank you once again for tuning in.
Yes.
And until next time, peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.